There you go.
There, thank you, thank you. Okay. So we're talking about consultation, the consult call. I think we're finishing it up. We may be talking about it next week. And in her video debut, we have our very own Beth and Angie. So what we will be watching and observing is a consult call. And as you watch this call, think about, the questions that were asked and the steps that were followed and which ones you might want to try out, because when we're done, then we will do a breakout session. I think it'll be 2 people. One group might have 3, and we'll actually practice some of the steps in our consult call. So does anyone have any questions about that? All right, Cart, go ahead, roll them.
Hi, everybody. It's Angie Nuttall, Executive Business Coach for Corporate and Entrepreneurial Women. And today we are going to do a demonstration of how to win clients through consultation. And we are doing a demonstration consult call with Beth Barrett. So, you ready to go, Beth?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Hi, Beth. I'm so glad to be connecting with you on the call today. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well today. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm very happy to see you. I got really excited when I saw that you booked a breakthrough call with me. So I'm just curious, what caused you to schedule a call?
Well, first of all, thanks for saying that. I'm really excited to be here myself. I've been experiencing some challenges in where I don't feel that I'm in the right seat on the bus and where I'm at in my career right now. I feel like my interests have changed. I feel like the types of role that I'm playing, I'm not doing what I'm meant to be doing. I'm really just feeling like I'm out of whack in a way. And so one of the things, I know you coach entrepreneurial women, and so I was curious about the kind of things that you do and because I think I might want to do something on my own, and I'm trying to get a sense of if that's the right time and place for me, and just where to go from there. I'm lost and confused a little bit right now. I'm unhappy, but I need some help getting through to where I'm going to be next.
Okay, well, great. I mean, way to just jump right out there and lay it out on the table. That's awesome. It makes the work easy and well cut out. So basically, just hearing what you have to say, you're in a place of transition in your mind, and you're wondering if there's, if what you're doing is really what you need to be doing, and if you're needing to transition into business ownership, because it sounds like you've been playing with that idea, but you've had some confusion and chaos going on, and the call really for you today is to just sort that out and see what it is that you need to do. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I definitely am in a transition. I feel like got one foot in one side, one foot in another side, and it's really challenging right now to balance everything.
Yeah, so balance is a challenge. So let's just talk about how the call is going to work today. Okay. What we'll do is I'm going to dig more into your situation. You're already off to a great start by just telling me some of your pain points right now. So we're going to dig more into that. And I'm going to be asking you several questions just to assess what your real situation is, what the potential is, and then I want to be able to provide some recommendations and options for you. If you feel like that's where you want to go, and we feel like this is something that we want to explore together. So does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, Beth, tell me a little bit more about you and who you are, and then we'll go into more about your situation.
Okay. I am currently working as an HR consultant to small to mid-sized companies, and I've been doing that for almost 2 years now. And prior to that, I worked in HR, but in an international context. And prior to that, I did some work in nonprofit, but also had done, I got into HR because I had a passion for learning and organizational change. And I actually have my master's degree in that from Northwestern, and worked in consulting, worked in internal roles and learning and development. And that's where I'm more excited about the kind of work that I did versus the traditional HR. I've also, and during that course of my career, I spent some time abroad. I lived in Argentina for about a year and a half.
That's neat.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a really amazing experience. I felt very much at home, and that's where some of this coaching and consulting and doing something on my own comes in, because I was essentially an individual contractor, independent contractor to different organizations where I worked with people in business and corporate on helping them improve their English proficiency, but also how to communicate well across cultures in English. And so that was something that, a place where I felt really excited and at home and in my own skin.
So let me pause you for a second, because I want to make sure that I'm tracking with you. Your background is in HR, and you've got a nice, healthy degree from Northwestern. You got your master's degree. You found out as you jumped into this field that you really have more of a preference for the light side of HR as opposed to the dark side.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so you like this other side, and then you got to take.
Uh-oh, what happened? I can remember I minored in French in college, and I studied abroad in France, and I've had international roommates and over the course of my life. And so it's just part of me.
And it sounds like you know, as you have gone through your career, you've got this passion around the cultural side of things. But I'm going to take a leap here and say that, you know, as you found that you like that, it makes you look at the other side of HR and say, I'm not sure I'm loving this, and I'm not sure I really want to do this. Is that correct?
Yes, spot on.
Okay. So tell me more about, where did it really start to go? Where did it really start to go dark for you?
If I'm honest with myself, and probably the dark side of HR has always been the dark side of HR for me. In the last 2 years almost, I started out doing some work where I had the opportunities to do performance management consulting. I also helped facilitate workshops on using StrengthsFinder and other tools to help leadership teams communicate better. I did some process work for clients. And then I started working on things like employee handbooks and policies and dealing with employee relations where there are hire fire decisions. And so for me, as I got into that, I realized I want to be part of developing people. I want to be part of creating solutions and environments that help people be their best and align with corporate or organizational goals. And being in the middle of some of the, and I like how you called it the dark side, being in the middle of the disciplinary and the HR police isn't really where I find that I'm the strongest, and it makes me, it goes counter to who I am.
Right. Yeah. So it sounds like it's caused you some pain and some angst.
Yeah.
You know that your heart is going somewhere else, but you're still having to be in that HR police realm, and you want to move away from that. So I'm just curious that as you've gone through this discovery of what you love and what you don't, how has this impacted just you and your personal life?
It's been marginally worse. I wouldn't say that my whole life feels like it's uncomfortable or it's affected it too terribly, because I went from a situation where I was an employee to a contractor consultant. And so right now I have some freedom and flexibility to do some other things.
Mm-hmm.
I've managed actually to balance that part pretty well. Well, I've managed to manage it. But if I'm truly honest with myself, I've had some more angst and anxiety about what is next, and feeling like I just don't belong. And so it does carry over a little bit into some other areas of my life with family and friends. It makes me just questioning a lot about my purpose and where I'm supposed to be, and what I think I found myself in one box, and box, or the whatever shape it's taking, is changing. And I don't know that where I fit right now. And that is causes a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, so the situation that you're in, it sounds like over time, you've really just tried to rationalize it and said, okay, I'm gonna manage this, I'm gonna handle this. But in reality, what's been happening, it's slowly been diminishing your confidence and just taking away the ideal lifestyle that you want to have and the way that you want to live life, and it's impacting your overall happiness. Would you say that's correct?
Yes. I think I have been trying to make it a little bit.
What's the consequence of continuing to go along this path that you're on?
I feel like I'm never going to make it to where I want to be, and I'm losing time and energy on what I should be doing. I feel like I'm wasting time, energy, money on things that are not necessarily right for me, and that I worry about where my future will be. I feel just really stuck.
Yeah. So it's creating a lot of anxiety for you, just some apprehension, some uncertainty about your future and where you're headed.
Yeah. It's like a midlife crisis.
Yeah. Yeah, and can be pretty difficult to be in that spot, right?
Yeah. It's hard. It hurts sometimes. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you think of in your situation that's just like a thorn in your side?
I think since being a contractor and not being a full-time employee, with things like benefits and some of those kind of things where I'm having to go out into the world to secure safety nets that an employer would provide, that's been kind of scary. But I mean, I think I can work through that. I have been working through that. Thorn on my side, I just feel like I'm not being myself, and I'm just doing what I need to do to get by. And I'm saying yes to things because I feel like I'm supposed to do them versus that I want to do them. And I'm not saying no to things because I'm afraid I won't have additional revenue sources, work projects, things like that. So I'm feeling like I need to say yes to everything so that I can create some security for myself.
Yeah, that value of security is really important to you. You need to have that sense of security in your life. There's also this other part of you that really craves connection and communication So you keep trying to go to the light, but it's like having your foot stuck in the mud. You can't quite get there. And so you go
Yeah.
in circles. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good picture. I hadn't thought of it that way, but it certainly is.
Yeah. Well, let's switch gears here for a moment. What do you really want?
I want to have freedom and security, but in doing work that I love, and that is working with people from other cultures and coaching and consulting others on understanding their purpose, understanding their passions, and connecting to their values to become, or to continue to develop into the people that they are designed and want to be.
All right. So on a question about that. So I hear you loud and clear. You want to be doing what you love. Your whole demeanor changes when you start talking about that. It's like a light bulb coming on.
Yeah.
So you feel good about that. You love the thought of just dreaming that you could be doing your dream job every day, working with different cultures, helping them to communicate, helping them not just to get through the day, but actually come up with solutions that help them to connect with each other. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being highest, how ready are you to do that?
I mean, from my heart perspective, it's 5. From practical perspective, it might be like a 3.
Okay. And so tell me more about the 3.
I want to do this, but I'm concerned about having the time and the money to do it.
Okay.
To really put my full effort into it and to get out of it what I know I really, really want. I mean, it's like I can taste it. I want it so badly. But just having, life limitations that's kind of challenging.
Isn't that the challenge of every single woman, time and money?
Yes. When you have one, you don't have the other. You rarely have them both at the same time. At least that's been my experience.
Right. Yeah. So I do, and I think those are great points. And one thing that I find about money is that money is just paper. It's just paper with numbers on it.
Yeah.
And I find that we as women, we have a tendency when we want something really badly, we're going to go after it.
Yeah.
And so if we look at the money, the money can always be worked out. It's the time aspect that really puts you under pressure. So when you think about starting your business, there are a lot of daunting things like websites, social media, all of those things. Well, are there other things that you're concerned about in terms of starting a business and some of those pieces of it?
Those pieces, I started my own LLC a couple of years ago, for tax purposes. And so I have that, and I have some of those transactional things in place. But it's about, okay, so you hang up your shingle, where do you start? How do you get the word out? How do you get people to connect with me and get connections to them so that I can actually do the work with them? So how do I find my people?
Yeah. So I hear you've got some very natural concerns that, you have an LLC and there's a name out there, but how do you make it real? How do you get clients? How do you have a professional brand? So all of these things that are swirling around in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you could have everything?
That would be amazing. That would be, I don't know, the answer to my prayers.
Okay. Well, so if your prayers could be answered today, would you be ready to say dream business?
Yeah, I mean, no restrictions, pie in the sky, yes, for sure. I want this. I really want it.
Okay. Let's say that there aren't any hindrances whatsoever. What would your life and your business look like 1 year from now?
Oh my gosh. I would be on calls like this, talking to people, connecting with them. If after the pandemic, not after the pandemic, but as the pandemic situation may change, maybe being in person. I imagine that I have a number of clients. I have a beautiful website. I am engaged in social media. I'm writing. Whether that's blogs or some other kind of content, I'm speaking to audiences that I can connect with and that may bring me new clients. So I'm thriving. I'm living my best life.
Okay. Yeah. So a year from now, you see all of these, got all of the pieces in place, and you are on your way to making your business thrive. So does that sound yummy to you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very good. Well, I want to just share with you that I'm 100% certain that I can help you get there.
Okay.
So the question to you is, where would you like to go next?
I'd be interested in knowing what kind of, how would I, if I were to work with you, how does that work? What does it look like? How much does it cost? How much time is needed? Just everything.
Okay. So I hear that you're interested in talking about what your options are. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right, very good. Well, listening to your situation, I want to first of all summarize what I've heard from you.
Okay.
Basically, what I've heard is that you're in a career right now where it's not going where you want it to. It has seriously been impacting your lifestyle, the way that you feel, your confidence. You are swimming around on the dark side of HR, where you actually love to be on the light side, and you have a lot of passion around that. And I can tell that you have, just even talking about that brings you joy. And so you have this vision that you can be in business ownership, you can do your own thing, you can have your freedom, you can create your own financial security. You just need to know, what are the steps to get there, and can you help me get there?
Yeah. I want to know how you can help me get there. And I don't know, is there a time horizon? How does it work?
Okay. Well, and so as I share some options with you, let's just check in, and I want to know what's most important to you, okay?
Okay.
I normally ask ladies that I get ready to work with, what is most important to you? So I'm going to ask you to force rank these 3 items. First of all, is budget most important to you? That means how much you're willing to spend. The second element is speed. How important is, we just start working on it right away. And when I talk about speed, I'm also talking about the time crunch, that that you're limited on time, or time is a factor.
Okay.
And then the third is the actual experience itself. So is it more important for you to have a premium experience where you're getting everything that you want, you're learning everything that you can, and you're ultimately getting the dream business that you just talked about? So if you take budget, speed, and experience, how would you force rank those?
I want to say experience first, but really, I think it's either budget or speed. I am limited, and so I want to make sure that I can do this, knowing that probably, I guess, if the faster I get going, the faster I'm not, that the budget might change in the positive direction. So I guess I would say it's It's a little bit about,
You get one number one.
I know, thanks. Thanks for that. Can I have it all, Angie? So I would say, I would start with, right now it is budget followed by speed and experience.
So based on that, and I hear your urgency about if you're to do this, really what you're saying is you need to be making money right away.
Pretty quickly.
All right, and the experience, it'd be great to have the ideal experience, but you know, you need to be making money and you need to do it fast. Plus you want to do what you love.
Right, and I don't want to negate the experience. I think, you know, a quality program is what I want.
Okay, so based on what you said, I have a couple of different options for you. And the first is a coaching program that I call Ready, Set, Succeed. Now, it is the premium experience. So if I think about what you're saying, it is the experience that will help you to start getting paid the fastest, because we really go at your rate. But the beauty of it is you also get the ultimate experience. So you don't want to spend all of your time building a website and coming up with your social media campaign and creating lead magnets. You want to be practicing your craft. So Ready, Set, Succeed is a program where I provide done-for-you services so that we can accelerate your time from starting the program to starting to generate leads and getting clients.
Yeah.
So, and for the purposes of this demo, I'm not going to go into all of that, okay? Okay, so basically you get all of these elements for this program. I do have a second program. It's not as expensive, but it really focuses, it has a heavier focus on mastering your mindset. And the program is called Master Your Mindset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's designed to help you to deal with some of these confidence issues that in the mindset that typically gets in the way of you being able to start this dream business that you were telling me about, that I know is going to be a rock star business. It's just a matter of when you decide you're going to do it. You get one-on-one coaching with this program, so it's a little bit, it takes longer, but it's less expensive than Ready, Set, Succeed.
Okay.
The beauty about Ready, Set, Succeed is you get everything. You get it much faster. You get the quality experience that you need. You get the quality website built for you. You get a kickstart on the social media package. We start working on generating leads right away, and you can get out there and get a return on your investment. So
Okay.
Ready, Set, Succeed, it's normally a $10,000 program, but I'm offering it to you for $7,900. Now, Master Your Mindset is just a little bit under $6,000, so a little bit of difference, but you get a lot of those done for you services in Ready, Set, Succeed. So I'm going to pause for a moment and get your reaction to that.
Wow. I mean, I never thought that it could be like everything in one. I thought I would have to create my own copy and go to talk to a web designer and have, and then that could take forever just to get that done, plus having to search for the right people and everything. So having all of that within the same package sounds really exciting. And then did I catch it correctly? Did you say that Master Your Mindset is something how do you get a little bit of both, or? Okay.
Ready, Set, Succeed, you get Master Your Mindset.
Okay.
You basically get two packages in one with Ready, Set, Succeed. So we're working on the business side of things, hands-on, and then you're also working on the confidence piece side by side.
Okay.
So you're getting a lot of a tremendous amount of guidance in terms of the business, a lot of things that you won't have to do because I'm doing that for you.
Okay.
So that you can just get to work right away. And based on everything that you've told me, I can tell you know what you're doing. You do. I mean,
Thanks.
you're an expert at what you do. And so you get to, it's just really a matter of you deciding, I'm going to do this, and you're going to make it, and I'm going to help guide you through that process so you're not feeling alone in that process.
Okay. Yeah, that would be, that's kind of like the best case scenario for everything that I'm looking for. It's really, how do I say? It's more than I thought I could get. It's more than I expected. It really is all encompassing, and I need that support, and I need some of the things that, you know, I am a believer in delegating, and I am a believer in hiring out things that you're not an expert at and letting experts do it for you. So,
well, the beauty
okay.
is you have a little bit of a runway where, you know, you don't have to leave what you're doing immediately. Once we agree to work together, we can create a plan on what that runway is going to look like. So you're still feeling that sense of security, but all the while you're moving towards the dream business that you have. And I definitely want to acknowledge that you were concerned about budget. So the other beautiful thing about the package is I do offer flexible payment plans for you. And
Okay.
what I'd like to do is send over some options for you on those payment plans.
Okay.
And decide, so that you can decide what you want to do from a financial standpoint. So does that work for you?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. That's another weight off my shoulders.
Great. Yeah, so I'll put those numbers together and I'll send that right over today. And let's, I'll put the agreement together, and let's schedule a follow-up call just to go over the agreement, make sure that we're clear on what you want to move forward with in terms of the payment plans. It sounds like you're going for Ready, Set, Succeed.
That would be the ideal. So yeah, I look forward to seeing your proposal and seeing what some of those options are and seeing how to make it work. But that's what I really do want.
Okay. Well, do you have some time in the morning that we can go ahead and schedule and do a follow-up? I'll send that over to you today, and then I can answer any questions before we move forward.
Sure, yeah, I'll make time.
Okay, great. All right, that's the end of the demo. And so, Beth, thank you for being a great participant. This, for those of you who are watching this, we want you to take some time and talk about this demo and what you noticed. And then we're going to have some breakout discussion where you get to walk through this process with your partner.
All right, thanks, Angie.
All right.
That was fabulous. Nice job, Beth. Way to go.
It's so weird looking at yourself like that.
I know.
wondered if you would feel a little bit odd.
Yeah.
You did a fantastic job.
That was fantastic. Nicely done. So I want to go back and rewatch the replay, which it will be posted. That's why we recorded everything. So in the interest of time, we've only got a few minutes left. We're going to do break. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. In the interest of time, we are going to do, breakout sessions and partner up. And when you do your breakout session, think about 2 to 3 of the questions that you might want to practice. We are going to continue talking about this. I just looked at my notes. We will talk next time about objections. So, just kind of think about how you want to do your Zoom call, and we'll break out And then we'll get back and debrief. And then we also have Monday's implementation call that we could talk a little bit about too. So on that note, I'll let Cart break us out into groups, and see you soon. See you on the Zoom thing.
On the opposite side.
On the
yeah.
opposite
The
side.
flip side.
The flip side.
The dark side.
The dark
Oh,
side.
the dark side of
Becky.
HR.
I like that.
Okay. I think he's gonna do it. I know it's new technology for him. Cart?
Yes, I'm doing it.
Okay, I want to make sure you were so quiet.
Never heard your voice before, Cart.
I know. What?
start.
Deetra had a really good, I loved what she said.
Great, go on, because that's what we're going to do is debrief. Why don't you, Christina, why don't you share what your session with Deetra?
Well, Deetra kind of really brought into focus, instead of like focusing on the questions, she kind of approached it from the process. And I thought the way she defined it was really, really cool. And I'll let her do it. Do you want to go through that really quick again? Because I think you hit it on like spot on.
Yeah, so what I loved and resonated and followed, I was writing some key questions, but when I wrote them all down, I was like, oh, her flow. It was almost like an upside down triangle. I felt like Angie's question started off here, and then they all narrowed down. And as Beth even responded to each question, Angie, using the listening coach, was able to validate and acknowledge everything Beth was saying. By the time she asked her, what caused you to schedule the call, narrowed down. Tell me about you and the situation, narrowed down more. Well, let's talk about your pain points, narrowed down more. Then she even had her prioritize and rank the pain points. So we are right at the point of the upside down triangle. And then that to me allowed Angie to just go right in and confidently talk about her solutions that were aligned with Beth's prioritized needs, desires, and wants. So I loved the flow of it.
So it was like a funnel.
Yeah.
That's a great visual. That is really, really, yeah. And
That's amazing. I was just like, that is exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We need a graphic for that, Dee Dee.
I was thinking the same thing.
I cannot draw, so I don't know what to tell you.
Either can I. I can't. Maybe you can find a meme or something out
There's
there.
a PowerPoint slide that has an upside down triangle for hierarchies.
Yeah.
Just plug. Yeah, if we could kind of outline the steps. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, what else did any of the other groups want to share? What they had? I know we only had a few minutes, so.
I was looking for this worksheet. I think I keep getting confused on.
So yeah, and and then actually, so I'll just jump right in. So Rachel and I were in a breakout session together, and we were just trying to get our head wrapped around, or I was trying to get my head wrapped around. I won't speak for Rachel. And and I actually had this printed out, and so I was like, let me throw this up. This is actually the outline on what you will discuss, and
oh, okay.
So this is the steps when she talks about the steps that you will follow. And I'll tell you, I was going through and listening to it, and if you can, when I was watching the video, I was like, okay, she did that. Okay. I mean, yeah, listening coach you're doing throughout. Okay. And, a lot of these things but it really does follow the flow pretty much. And it was fascinating to see how much it adhered to the process. So this might be helpful. It's on our shared drive.
I found it. I had it printed out from last week. I think I was looking for a separate one. I have it right here.
Okay, great.
Sorry
great,
about that.
great.
And what I really like is Angie practices what she preaches, because I did a strategy call with her like the middle of this month. And when I was listening to the conversation between her and Beth, the modeled conversation, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember she did that with me. Yep, she did that with me too. Yep, she did that with, and so she's really good at explaining what she's going to do, but then actually doing it, in real life.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
By the way, Beth, great job.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and as the more you attend the coaching, for those of you who are doing the Master Your Mindset, or even Christina, you said part of your component for this grant might be coaching. So even if you just go and attend some of the Facebook Lives that are done, or some of the, you'll start observing those behaviors like Rachel just mentioned. So you'll start seeing that and go, oh my gosh, that was exactly listening coach, or that was, you know, an autoresponder, or things like that. So it'll become more, it'll become more ingrained as you as we practice it. I mean, I have to practice it. I'm not, you know, an expert. So
well, we all have to practice.
Yes, yes. And that's what we're doing with this group. So any other thoughts to share? I want to be respectful of everyone's time.
Well, I think next week I am doing the presentation on the Sedona method on the 23rd.
You are.
The 3rd. Yay.
So
Awesome.
yes, so next Friday, thank you, Catherine, for reminding me of that. So what I will throw out to Angie, I'm assuming she's back on Monday, is that if it's okay with you guys, maybe we take the implementation call that we have on Monday, and if we want to do some practice, we could probably do that. I think, yeah, I would like to do that. So that's a recommendation that I will throw out to her. I also wrote down that there's interest from the group in listening coach and learning more about that. And then in 2 weeks, then we will continue this, and we'll be talking about objections, which I think will be very interesting, because sometimes you just want to, you know, crawl up into a little ball when you get those rejections. So.
Yep.
Basically, oh, I need to talk to my spouse. Great. When can I get back with you?
I got to talk to my spouse, or my favorite is, I'll have to pray about it.
Oh, there's a good one.
That's a hard one, Rachel.
Should I call God about that?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah.
I haven't heard that one. My response when they say I have to talk to my spouse, I mean, what I really want to say is what I say to myself. What? You can't make your own, you know, you can't make your own decision. But I would never say that. I believe me, I've been married for over 30 years, so I know you do have to be respectful of your spouse after those many years. So
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you guys have a fantastic weekend. And I look forward to seeing everyone on Monday, and we can practice.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Beth. It was you did an awesome job.
Great.
Oh, thank you. I was mostly being myself, and then as we were going through it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm reliving my past indecision."
Okay. It was great. It was great.
It was. Thank you.
Hey,
You're
thanks, Cart. And I
Thanks,
know you'll
Cart.
send an email with the link to the recording, or let us know where it is. And you guys have a great weekend.
You
Thanks.
too.
Bye,
Bye, ladies.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bart.